Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is SK Crypto K, and today let's take a look at Piston Race and the white paper so that you can understand why this might be a healthy investment for you, in addition to how you can get into the pre-sale of Piston token to maximize your position. Let's get into it.
Yo, appreciate your time and just know that I'm SK Crypto K, and today you should join my crypto club. Maybe by the end earn some dividends, so in advance I'ma thank you right now for that sub. Hey! Yo, let's go.
Thank you everybody for taking the time to watch this video. Let me preface everything by saying that I am not a financial advisor, and these are for entertainment and informational purposes only. So before we jump into Piston, let's just take a very quick look at My Diamond Team version 2, which seems to be running just fine, with new all-time highs hitting the contract balance every single day. Right now, you can see that 2,500 BNB has been invested, with a healthy ratio of who's drawing out at 55 BNB total versus nearly 300 reinvested by members. So don't forget, if you want a pre-sale chance in the Piston token, you have to deposit 0.5 BNB into My Diamond Team version 2. That way you can participate in the pre-sale on March 28th. And until then, you can just reinvest at a rate of 1.5% a day up to 365%, with referral bonuses, withdrawal bonuses, and whale taxes to keep this contract lasting. Also, when we're done reviewing Piston, I will go ahead and take my time and put my $400 allotment for today's My Diamond Team version 1 pre-sale, since there are 15 hours left before it ends. So remember, if you had 0.5 BNB in version 1, then you are automatically whitelisted for your guaranteed $400 allotment into the Piston pre-sale today.
Now, in regards to Piston Race and why you might want to pay attention.
So looks like it is going to be 1% daily up to 365% if you were not to compound your deposit, and we'll use a new token called Piston. And while a lot of the basics here are going to be the same exact thing that you see in drip, such as whale taxes and downline referrals,
there are a few key differences
that will keep this more sustainable in my opinion. So let's read on to find out why. And first up, with one of the key differences is that you do have a 7-day period from your first deposit into the contract that you can actually exit the race if you'd like to.
So for instance,
if you got in and maybe had a life emergency pop up, so you wanted to take your rewards out, you are subject to the taxes and you will forfeit your rewards. However, you can exit and use that money elsewhere, or if you signed up for a team leader and found somebody different within that 7-day period, you can forfeit those taxes, withdraw out, create a separate wallet, and then redeposit back in. However, I wouldn't recommend that since you're gonna get taxed.
But you have that option.
Now, in regards to the taxes, you can buy the Piston token on the native site for no tax at all, but there will be liquidity added over on the PancakeSwap that has a 10% tax, to which you can see the breakdown here. 1% will actually be burned, 2% goes to liquidity into PancakeSwap, 3% into marketing development, and 4% into the contract balance.
Yo, SK, I hear a lot of people talking about that 3% marketing development. What's the deal with that?
Yep, some people have concerns that it doesn't feed the contract well enough, but I assure you there are no issues there.
Only because when we break down the other taxes and the mechanism with the gas tank that I'll describe later, you'll see that there's actually more percentages going into the contract balance than some of the other platforms.
And you have to keep in mind, this is a brand new team
that isn't starting this project off with millions of dollars to go into marketing. So in order for them to build new use cases for the Piston token and the ecosystem overall, as well as marketing to get the word out there, you're going to need some money coming in from buys and sells in order to support that. So as far as what's feeding the contract balance though too, is when you look at your deposits and claims at a 10%, your deposits here are actually split 50-50 into what goes above you in the round robin, and then also what goes into the contract balance. Whereas in other platforms, all 10% go up into the reward system. But when you consider this, plus the claim tax of 10%, which all goes to the contract balance, you have a total of 15% that's always hitting it. And the key mechanism at play that I'll jump into right now is the fact that you can only 5 times your deposit amount by regular compounding methods. Meaning, if you put in 100 piston tokens, you can only hit that compound button on the native page and increase your deposit up to 500 piston tokens, at which point you will no longer be able to compound. However, that does not mean that is your max payout, because ultimately that is 50,000 piston tokens.
Wait a minute, what? So what do I do after that?
Well, you have two options down here. And before I explain this, I want you to think of this gas tank as a meter that fills up and also depletes based on your activity. So when you've compounded 5 times your deposit, your gas tank is now technically full. And the only ways that you can deplete the gas tank so that you can compound another 5 times your deposit is by doing a manual compound versus a regular one. Meaning you would take whatever rewards are building up in your available section and you will claim them out so they get taxed, which helps the contract. Then you will manually redeposit those rewards back into the system so they get taxed, which also helps the contract. And when you do that manual compound, it will deplete part of the meter in the gas tank. And so if you do that enough times, you'll completely deplete the gas tank, and then you can do a regular compound back up for another 5x on your deposit at that time. The second method you can do is by actually just adding fresh capital into the system to do the same thing.
Wait, so what's the benefit to that?
Well, going back up to the taxes, you'll see that when you reach that full gas tank meter, the simple fact of you having to claim out, so 10% of that tax goes to the contract balance and then redepositing back in, so 5% goes back into the contract balance, keeps the platform sustainable, which is what you want. Because when you look at a number of these other platforms, you can literally just put in your initial deposit and then compound to high heaven. So if you injected $5,000 and never again did anything to help the contract, you can compound your way to riches and pull out hundreds of thousands of dollars at the expense of all the new people coming in well after you. So by having this 5 times compound meter is actually a true innovation to help an already perfected system be even more perfect.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You can't make perfect more perfect.
Whatever, you know what I mean. So, yep. And then when you look at the taxes, again, you also have that 7-day period where you're able to exit the race, where you will forfeit a 10% tax, and that goes to the contract balance. And then your compounds will round robin up 3% to the upline. So overall, I think the taxes are fantastic, and the contract balance is fed a healthy portion of funds, irregardless of what people are clamoring about with 3% to marketing development. Another key change when it comes to downline referrals is that there is no second token that you actually need to hold. Most of these other contracts have a purposeless token that purely exists to unlock downline referrals. However, with this system, you have something called the pit crew that uses a dollar amount of your piston. So when you buy piston token and you don't want to lock it up into the 1% 365 DApp, you can then just take that piston token into your pit crew and deposit the dollar amount of that piston to unlock all the way down to 15 levels. And the other cool thing is that it's not cost prohibitive. So the dollar amount does not change. So no matter what happens to the piston token itself, when it price appreciates or depreciates, to get your levels in, it will always just be the static USD amount to get that level, which overall encourages people to build downline teams.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it's too late in some other platforms for me to start a team.
Yep, that's because the cost of that secondary token is too high. So this will incentivize a fantastic referral structure that keeps everything going. And when you factor in, again, that gas tank at 5 times your compound, you are overall talking about a system that is very forward thinking in the sustainability of this contract and for onboarding new users. In regards to the round robin system, it'll look similar to other platforms where the rewards will go to a different person each day. So if on day 1 you compounded, it hit the person above you, the very next time that you compound, it will hit that person, and then the very next day you compound, it will skip that person, go to the next person, so on and so forth, all the way up 15 levels. And for added sustainability, whatever is in your built up 1% a day, whenever you compound it, only 3% will travel up the round robin. And also don't forget on deposits, which are also round robin style, 5% travels up. Also, they talk about their ultimate max payout being 50,000 piston tokens, which will work similar to the other platforms where when your claimed amount in the system plus the available rewards being built up total 50,000 piston tokens, everything on your wallet will stop. Then the white paper talks a little bit about deflationary measures, which one of the key things is the actual true burning of the token, which is good overall. And then finally, you've got your whale taxes, which in addition to the claim and sell taxes of 10%, you will actually climb all the way up to 60% additional whale tax,
which overall is very healthy for the longevity of this contract.
And like other platforms, there will be airdrops. So when the time comes, if you would like to join my Piston team, I will have a referral in the description of this video on launch day, where I give back 50% of all of my generated rewards monthly. And it looks like with the tool, you can airdrop several different people or just one at a time if you'd like.
Also, just note
that this will have the same good standing, bad standing net deposit value feature that started from bankroll flow and is also in drip. So in order to stay in good standing, you just want to make sure that you're compounding more often than you're claiming, so that you are always receiving rewards from your downline and also from airdrops from your upline.
So when it comes to the roadmap here,
we are traveling along on this path, and today is the My Diamond Team version 1 pre-sale, where if you had 0.5 BNB, you have a 24-hour period to get your $400 allotment in there with no issue. And although the pre-sales and the piston liquidity itself is going to be paired with BUSD, for simplicity, I will use BNB for this reference. But the hard cap for the pre-sale 1 and 2 total combined is 2,500 BNB. And My Diamond Team version 1 only had 2,100 users, so 100% of them maxed out their allotment. That would only leave 400 BNB left for the version 2 of the pre-sale.
However, statistically, you're not going to have 100% of those 2,100 people maxing out.
So if you're not yet into version 2, you still stand a very good chance of getting a discounted piston token by putting in 0.5 BNB into that, and then helping to fill out the hard cap on March 28th when that pre-sale goes live.
Yeah, what about March 29th?
So this will be the 500 BNB hard cap
public pre-sale that will be open to all. And then in early April, you will have the Piston Race launch, where the token will be publicly available as well. And yeah, when it comes to My Diamond Team version 1 versus version 2, the analogy I like to make is, yeah, there was an issue that happened on version 1, and I consider this like bankroll flow, which is where all of this 1% 365 APY genius contract ever started. And I dipped my toes into that. But then when I got word of drip taking the inflationary token aspect of this and making it deflationary in drip, while keeping 99% of everything else from bankroll flow exactly the same, I aped in harder on drip, knowing that it was fixed and safe. So I pretty much did the same thing here. I didn't put a lot into My Diamond Team version 1.
However, I went harder into version 2,
being that it's only a week old and it's fully upgradable and bulletproof. Definitely put in 0.5 BNB if you can afford to,
and more if you would like to make more BNB. Not financial advice, that's just what I did.
So then lastly, when it comes to the version 1 pre-sale, which ends in 15 hours, I'm gonna go ahead and get my max allotment into here. But they did pretty good on the website. Everything's looking really sleek. And after all the pre-sales are done, just know that you will end up getting a 15% discount on your piston token compared to launch price, which is a pretty good deal. So let's go ahead and max this out. Got a little car graphic and everything, huh? So let's go ahead and confirm that.
And now we wait. Boom, there we go.
So I'm in for my 400 BUSD, and my tokens will not be available until after the public launch.
If you found this video helpful and liked it, please smash that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you vibe with me and would like to join my Telegram community and keep up with updates on other projects, then please find the Telegram link in the description below. And also thank you in advance if you use my Diamond Team version 2 or Piston Race link after public launch. And until next time, please stay safe out there, stay blessed, and make good choices with your crypto.